just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, it's getting crazier out there. Hey, everybody, welcome to Paranormal Into the Night on the Late Late Horror Show. Doing this a little podcast style tonight, something a little bit different just because the camera is not where it should be. So, anyways, no biggie, no biggie. But we are going to have Shan Gilms on with us and talk about the lifelong torment she has put up with these UFOs and alien whatever. She's going to let us know if she even knows who's doing this. So again, a little bit different, but it's a very interesting story. Lots to talk about. And afterwards, I will send a link, and anybody that wants to share their story, I know Overkill wanted to share a story, can jump on and yeah, tell your story. Tell us what's going on, man. So Connie Cleary is in the chat. Red Ants, what's going on? Chris W. Tracy Asteria. JLR is here. Big hugs, JLR. Derby Girl has shown up. Droon. Kathy Evans. Ginger, one girly girl. Harry Scott. John David. Frank McLeod. Looks like all the regulars are here right now. John David. And yeah, so with that said, I am going to bring Shan Gilms on. She does have her daughter with her tonight. So is Edward Stewart out there? Hello, Edward and Penny. Edward, hello. Barry St. Clair, hello. Kathy, hello. And hello to all we were able to give out memberships yesterday during the live stream. So 10 people out there last night got memberships, 5 of them thanks to Tracy, 5 of them on behalf of the Late Late Horror Show. So there you go. And Richard Speaker, what is going on? Hey, I'm excited for the ET and supernatural stories. Yeah, it seems to be a very interesting story, and I am going to get her on right now. And here she is. Shan, are you there?
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks.
Okay.
Excited to be on the show.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I know you were hesitant to share your story because it's pretty personal, and I know you're looking for help in many different ways just because you've dealt with this for so long, and you really are hounded by these UFO sightings and what's been occurring. So, what I'm going to do is have you start from the very beginning and let me know when it began, how it started, and take it from there. Sound good?
Yes. All
Yes.
right.
I'm
I'll
sorry. Hold on, Shan. Yeah, McDougal, no picture today. You do not get to see my mug. We're doing this kind of podcast style just because the camera is not. Uh, there's issues with the camera right now, so there you go. There's reasons why the cameras aren't on, but enjoy the listen anyways. So there you go. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead, Shan. Begin your story.
All right. My story starts when I was a kid, and
How
we were
old?
out fishing, and I had this blue orb float about 15 feet over my head one evening, and it was going really slow. And I just stared up at it in amazement.
How old were you?
I was like 18, around 18.
Okay.
And then another time, probably when I was like 19 or 20, we were deer hunting up in the foothills, and it was Chico, California. And it was getting dark, and we were hiking up this mountain. And I turned around to look at the view, and these 2 bright stars were actually playing, like zipping around each other in the sky. And I was like, oh my God, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
One lit up super bright and then disappeared. And the other one shot across the whole sky over Chico, California. So I forgot about those.
Okay.
Then we moved to Idaho. We've been here 20 years now.
Well, let's
And
go back to the very beginning, though. When you seen these two sightings occurred, anything else out of the ordinary, or did you just have a sighting?
they were just sightings. And then 20 years ago, we
Yeah.
moved here to Idaho, and it's just been one thing after the other.
Okay,
The
so when
next,
you moved is when everything started up.
yes. And I know from people and what I've heard and what I've seen now, it's very active here. I mean, I've been told there's underground things. It's odd if we don't have a sighting now. There's just been so much. It's so active.
Okay. Yeah.
When we moved to our country home in Salmon, Idaho, my family all went to town. We lived 13 miles out. And then I watched this green orb float across the highway, which was visible, then over the river, which was 100 feet away from my front yard. I'm watching this green orb float towards me. It hit the only power pole, and the whole sky lit up green.
Hmm.
The crazy part is my family happened to be on their way home and witnessed that also.
What do you mean the whole sky lit up green? It hit the
Well,
power pole, and you mean
so
the actual atmosphere lit up green?
yes, the green orb hit the only power pole in our front yard, and the whole sky, the whole outside lit up green.
Huh.
Yeah, and my family witnessed that because they were on their way home, and they got home, and my kids were like, "Mom, did you see the sky lit up?" And so that was pretty shocking also. And it was another orb.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
these are large orbs and usually like green in color or uh
yeah.
okay.
This was, I don't know, I'd say it was the size of a beach ball,
Okay.
but it lit
What do
the
you
whole.
believe that the orbs are? Do you believe they're
Well, I had other orb experiences. They're definitely conscious and show intelligence. And another experience I had, there was an orange orb in my backyard, and I did report that one to MUPON,
okay?
and it responded to my thought. I would ask it to get brighter, and it would glow brighter, but it glowed from the inside. So that was an even closer experience with the orbs.
Okay, so you
Um,
think it's a conscious entity?
yes, I it showed intelligence.
Okay.
It would grow brighter when I would think it in my mind. Every time I'd say, "You're beautiful. Can you get brighter?" And it would glow brighter.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
those are, yeah,
And you think
um,
that's associated with the UFOs?
yes, definitely. We have orbs in our home, and we've got videos of them. So there's been just like orbs all around.
Hmm. So you believe the orbs are part of what's going on with the UFO sightings, which usually are overhead and above you,
Yes,
quite often.
yeah, they're not always overhead. We've got video of them in our yard, in our home. Um, really good video, actually.
Wait.
They,
What do you mean in the yard and in your home?
well, we've got videos of orbs that were in our backyard.
Okay, I was talking about UFOs. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh
Oh
my
no,
God.
that's all right.
And then we've also got video of them in our home. It actually looked like they were going in and out of the mirror. I know. Yeah. I want to send you those videos.
Yes,
Um,
please do. Yeah. Well, I
and
mean,
then,
orbs are always a lot of times associated with spirit activity and stuff like that. But you believe it's actually coming from the UFOs themselves.
Yes, I do believe that because I've had very paranormal experiences. I've got pictures. It was like when cell phones came out
Yeah.
of these orbs, these huge orbs that go in and out of this. I call it a mooncraft. I'm not the only one. There's other people reporting this same craft. It appears as the moon, but it's not the moon. I know it sounds crazy, but I've got pictures of these huge orbs that go in and out of this huge mooncraft. So there's been a lot of experiences that make me think that these orbs are actually connected to these craft that my daughter and I are seeing and videoing them.
Okay. So boy, okay. The area you live in, like, do you have a lot of land? Are you in the mountains? Are you in a
Well,
suburb
we
where other
actually,
people?
yeah, we actually go back and forth from Salmon, Idaho, which is in the mountains, because my adult sons live there, and then now we video them here in Idaho Falls, which is in the suburbs.
Okay.
There is activity.
So it is a suburb, and you're not like out there where there's just tons of land and nobody around you. Are other people having these same encounters, seeing the same things that you're seeing?
Well, the strange part is it's been me and my daughter, and I've posted many videos on my site of these UFOs all over overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And
And your site, you're meaning the Facebook page?
yes, the hidden truth about everything unusual is the site.
Okay.
And there's around 5,000 people on there that share their experiences also. You can see my videos one after the other that me and my daughter posted of these things.
Yeah. But all of these UFO sightings over the how many years has it been then? Has it been 30 years?
No,
Longer?
6 years of straight, constant paranormal experiences that we've
Okay,
had.
so not just UFO sightings. You have had paranormal experiences too, and you think they're connected somehow?
It's a lot to explain, but
Or
yes,
do you Okay, or do you just think that you're in an area where this activity thrives, similar to portals that open up that allow these things in and out? Is that the case, you think, or is it
I
just
think
something
that
that's attracting itself to you?
I think it's attracting itself to me and her because we've been camping in the same spot year after year. We had a Bigfoot experience. Um, I think I've had portals above me, and I've got video of that too. One time at the
Well,
river here,
you need to send me those videos.
I,
That would definitely be interesting to show.
I definitely want to. Yes, and I
'Cause
will send them.
you've got an actual video of portals opening.
Yes, I do.
Ok Okay, very interesting, okay.
Yes.
And
And
what have you seen come out of the portals?
well, this is going to sound crazy, but I was at the river and it was like a dimension. I was looking at another dimension. It's this colorful, fuzzy stuff that it came down to the river, and I actually saw giants, ugly, horrific giants
Huh,
with two crafts in the sky. I call them star crafts. They look like stars.
okay.
And these ugly giants were in a line in the tree line, and there was a portal over my head. And they gave me this feeling they were removing, evil giants. I was traumatized over that and didn't go out for a few months. I've
So
had,
it gave you the feeling that the UFOs were trying to get rid of the evil giants?
Yes. And I've got video of the portal and strange movement, going on in the river. It looks like static. I've also got this static in my home, in my daughter's home.
Okay.
Whatever it is with us.
So
You
your
know,
daughter's home, is she near to you? Is she like close by living wise?
yes. As a matter of fact, I live with her part of the time, and then I travel to Salmon, Idaho, and stay with my son and grandson.
Okay. Well, what
She,
shape was the portal? Was it a circular type
it
portal?
was.
What exactly did it look like?
It looked like the moon at first, and then it comes down, and then it's moving all over, like bubbling. Would you say, Caitlin?
Yeah.
It looks like it's bubbling. I mean, I've got the video of that too. Also, I wish.
Yeah, distortion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
The things I'm going to tell you sound insane, but they all happened, and there's a lot of proof to go with it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's why we're talking here. I mean, I know it's something that you're not enjoying this happening to you from everything I've talked to you about.
Yeah,
Um,
there's been a lot of it's been kind of scary. It's been a learning experience. It's aggravating because I don't know why or what exactly.
mhm.
I also saw an angel come down from the sky out in the country that was really huge in the same field I had witnessed these huge orbs in. Um,
Hmm.
that changed my life forever.
Well, explain to me exactly how the angel looked.
It looked like something you'd imagine, in your mind. He had long blonde hair, was the size of, say, an aircraft carrier. He was huge. He was
Wow.
looking down and his arms were folded in front of him. It wasn't dark yet. He came down and turned slowly and just kept going down in the field that I had witnessed these huge orbs in.
Okay.
He
Hmm.
was wearing a white gown. He was absolutely beautiful. The
Mhm.
strange part is he came down the exact same way we witnessed this huge triangular craft with three orbs at the corners, while camping where we're going, came down and sat on the mountain right next to us, and then one of the orbs floated off. It shimmered, huh, Caitlin? It shimmered and it became the exact same stars that were behind it, but not at first. At
Okay.
first, it was different than the stars behind it, and the orbs were absolutely huge on the corners. And I've seen that kind of craft go over us or over me over and over now. Huge triangular craft with three huge white orbs at the corners,
Mhm.
and it correlated with me and made me think that the angel and the triangular craft are related because of the way they came down.
Okay. Well, what's the name of that Facebook group again? Somebody's asking.
The hidden truth about everything unusual.
Okay. And
And
I need to go back real quick and ask you about that. The angel you seen. It came down out through the porthole.
no, that he just appeared. I was looking in the direction of where I had seen huge orb craft and smaller ones go into a huge one. I was just glanced over there, and all of a sudden, this humongous angel is coming down in front of me and keeps going down. Uh,
And what did it just vanish, or what happened when it reached the ground?
well, there's a fence before this field, and he just kept going down. And my thought was, oh my God, did it shrink? Did he shrink? Did he just go into the ground. The panic that I felt when that happened was immense. I mean,
So he disappeared into the ground.
yes, these things that have happened to us are immense. My experiences are immense, traumatizing,
Oh, I know. That's why I'm
life-changing.
trying to like get some cohesive pattern to it, but it's kind of hard. But you know, it almost sounds like, you know, I mean, everybody is watching Skinwalker Ranch. You know, it's an area of you know, lots of paranormal phenomena happening, and from everything like you're saying, you know, portals, they talk about UFOs, cattle mutilations, you know, you name it, it's happened there. The even the static kind of, you know, electrical currents and all kinds of other things, orbs. I mean, that's why I'm trying to get a picture of the area you live in. I mean, like, is it a big area of land that, you know, is similar to what they're dealing with on Skinwalker Ranch, if you've even seen the show?
Yes, I have. Uh, I'm going to say this bluntly. It
Hmm.
happens where we're at. Where we're at. There's
Doesn't matter
UFOs.
where you're at.
Yes. Both in the mountains where I've been and visited my son, which is a tiny mountain town,
How
and
far
both
away?
2.5 hour drive.
Okay. Okay.
I've got really good video that I just got not long ago that I would like to post on your site too. And there is just craft going in and out of these weird clouds, you know, just
Yeah.
tons of them. It's like,
So so no premonition, no answers whatsoever on why this is all happening to you. Like,
except for in the beginning when all this paranormal stuff was happening and I lived here in town. Um, I had an experience where I was seeing triangular craft everywhere, including my carpet, and something came in my head. I downloaded a picture of a flower in someone's living room with a bookcase, and this light kept going around this old looking book. They put raw in my head, and I kept seeing the man with the dog head, which I found out it was Anubis.
uh-huh.
That happened 6 years ago when the orange orb was in my backyard. There were craft overhead. My neighbors witnessed it. My daughter witnessed things. Something came, you know, and I've
Yeah.
researched it for years. And that's the only hint of who I'm dealing with, what I'm dealing with that I've had.
So so your research into Anubis, anything come of that? I mean, do you
Well,
see
I
any
knew
parallels?
I knew that it wasn't a hyena. It was actually a dog head. There was weird synchronicities that I would have one after the other.
Mhm.
That's kind of something that's been huge and overwhelming is, you know, who is this? What are we seeing? And
Yeah.
it is like Skinwalker Ranch, one thing after the other.
But it seems it's
Craft over our head,
yeah.
constantly over my head.
Mhm. It seems to follow you though, not the land. If you're
Yes,
going 2.5 miles away, which technically could be close enough depending on the, you know, geographical location. Uh,
2.5 hours away. It's actually like
yeah.
a
Yeah.
180-mile
And
drive.
even when we've taken trips to like California, let's
Mhm.
say, it still follows there.
And this is her daughter, Caitlin. So yes, and you can corroborate that all of this stuff is true and is happening to your
So
mother, huh?
I keep wanting to jump in because I know my mom really well, and I know that
Yeah.
she has a hard time explaining all this to people,
Hmm.
and she's just not very good about going into detail. and she leaves out a lot, but she's not trying to do that. It's just she
No, I
gets
understand.
she gets bombarded with all the things that have happened to her, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she kind of just skims over it, and it sounds psychotic to anybody on the outside listening.
Yeah.
But she's had some really bad health problems like diabetes and neuropathy, and I've
Mhm.
taken care of her for the last 10 years.
Okay.
And so I'm with her all the time, and all
And
my
what is
life.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
All my life she's told me these things that have happened to her.
Mhm.
And when I was young, I thought my mom's crazy. I really did think that.
Mhm.
And then the older I got, the more I saw. And then I just started seeing more and more and more. So I have seen the things that, not everything. I have not seen everything that she has seen,
Right.
but with the things that she has told me that I have seen, I know that she is seeing these things for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that it does pertain to your mother alone? I mean, you are seeing these
No,
things too.
no, no. I I
You
don't know if it's something in our blood. I don't know if it's something with our mindset or maybe our openness.
We're both O negative.
We're both RHO negative blood
A lot of
types.
people that are having these experiences are O negative
Yeah.
because I've done surveys on my site. It seems to follow me. Not only is it in the sky, uh, they're in our home. It's in our home, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It moves things that are hanging from my ceiling in my bedroom. I've got video of that. It's like a fuzz, a living electrical field. It
Mhm.
touches me. It responds all day long. They'll pull my eyelid down. They nudge me. It's our
Well, yeah,
story.
you're getting into like spirit activity and entity cases and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Well, they've also shown like light from the UFOs above me that have been on the ground in front of me. I know the orb thing is related to these UFOs.
Well, let me ask Caitlin real quick. I mean, do you think? I mean, you only see these things that you've seen too when you're around your mother, right? Is that
No, no, not
no?
always. Even by myself, I constantly see stuff. I
Because I'm wondering
my
if your mother's a conduit for all of what's going on, or if it's a family thing, or if
Well,
it's a location thing. That's what I'm trying to
so
like pin down.
I I think it has to do with our openness. I think it has to do with we actually take the time to look around,
it,
and we're open to these things, and like instead of seeing something and just shutting it off, we acknowledge it.
Right.
even if
Well, I
at
do
a
that
little
too, and I
too
search the
big,
skies all the time, and I don't, get to see anything. I think I've had one sighting that I'm not 100% sure of in the past, but
Yeah.
you know,
Even last night, for instance, me and my mom went out, and I bought a really expensive pair of night vision goggles that record,
okay,
and
mm,
I videoed three craft in the sky, and then something, I don't know where this something came from, but it literally shot at these crafts like super super fast, and then the crafts disappeared after whatever shot at them.
it almost is like it's an
hmm,
open conduit because I've had like 3 portals above me. Um, and I did video them. I do have video of it, and there's just stuff all around us all the time. I mean,
And we've both done extensive
research.
research almost daily. and it might even be daily. And to be able to pinpoint on what it is nearly impossible.
It
But
sounds
we have
that way.
it
Yeah.
around us all the time.
Whether it be mental, whether it be spiritual, you know, or do we bring it on ourselves? Who really knows? I don't know.
Well,
It,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get down to here, because you got an awful lot of things happening, many different things in the paranormal
Yes,
field.
yes, we do. And
And,
there's been good things and there's been terrifying things, you know.
yeah, well,
It's
trying to find out if there's like some kind of a attachment with your family, with your mother, or it's just any idea with your research on that?
well, there's been the O negative question
The
with
blood
us
type.
because
Okay.
we desperately tried to find out what this is. And the only the only thing that I can say is there's been orbs around us that respond. There's UFOs above us that respond. There's this weird electrical magnetic field that touches me in my home.
Touches
That,
you in your home. Okay.
yeah, and I have video of that too. There's movement in my room, like things.
and it's not just movement. It looks like static on your TV.
Yeah, and
You
it
mean
does
like
touch you.
okay, let me get a picture of this. It's like when she says she's feeling that, you guys are also seeing a form of static
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
in the shape
And
of anything in particular? Orb
no,
shape,
it has
humanoid?
no shape. It
Okay.
has no shape, but we have seen weird looking orbs that are like see-through looking.
Okay.
But this static does not have a particular shape, and it can be any size. It can block the whole sky, or it can just be in your bedroom.
Yeah, it is a colorful looking static. And my friend that does, he has, what do you call it? Like, he uses these,
He uses like platforms on his internet, and he can actually bring out that static to make it more visible for other people.
yeah,
And
Really?
he's on a
Yeah.
lot of my mom's groups, and he really does some great work.
he's also got this living electrical magnetic field, is what we call it, in his home and around him.
So in your Facebook group, there's a lot of people dealing with the same
Yes.
types of things.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a lot. There's a few people that are dealing with this.
There are.
Okay.
It's definitely not been easy. There's
So
been pain
yeah.
involved. There's
Okay.
been burning of our skin involved. You know,
Oh
there's been
boy.
terrifying. Yeah, it's
Well,
intense.
again, this all sounds like stuff that's happening on Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Radiation burns,
Yes. And that's
electrical.
what it seems like.
The
Yeah.
crazy part is it's always around us. It's always around me. There's been portals above me.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. The static. You see it in the house. You see it above you, where the UFOs are.
Yes,
Are
yes.
these alien beings? Are alien beings? The same as the spirit entities that inhabit the household and cause all these paranormal activities. I mean, there's so many questions. I just, I'm perplexed on the whole thing. I
So
mean,
are we. So are we. So am I. I wish I need answers. I'm looking for answers
oh, I
because
bet
it's
you are.
intense.
Yes, I bet you are. I mean, how about any ghostly phenomenon? Anything? Separate the UFOs altogether. Anything in the realm of, like, have you done EVPs? Have you gotten voices? Have you
No,
no
no,
EVPs or nothing like that?
no ghosts. It's been
Okay.
orbs mostly, and this field, this electrical magnetic field that
Okay.
actually touches you.
Okay. So we got UFOs. We got this static,
The
the
orbs.
energy, electricity, orbs. So, I mean, we could probably try to narrow it down to alien, something
Well,
along that way.
I feel like there's implants in my ears that move around.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to get to. So you do think you have implants in the ears?
Yeah, I have felt things move around in my ears.
So any stories or anything you remember as of abductions or
I don't have open memories of that, no, but
okay.
I have missing time, a lot of missing time.
Well, a lot of missing time goes right along with being abducted, being taken, and yeah. So it's along those lines. Even though you don't remember it, have you ever thought of getting some kind of hypnosis or anything like that to bring those out?
I haven't done that, but I will tell you, there's been one paranormal experience after the other. I mean, when I lay down at night, that field moves around. It moves things in my home, in my room. My daughter wants to share something.
It
Okay, yeah.
literally tortures her every night till she goes outside and watches.
Every night.
Every night.
Every single night.
Every night.
And in what way?
It burns her. It hurts her body.
Burns my skin. That field comes right over the top of me. It looks like it makes my roof swirl around. I'm in my home. And I can't pinpoint.
It's so hard to explain it all.
Yeah.
It's just there over the last 6 years. There's just been so much. It's ridiculous.
It's one of the most wildest stories I've heard so far.
Yeah.
Oh, but
one of them.
It
she's being modest and keeping out a lot of the crazy parts because it does get crazy.
It's been very stressful, and yes, it has aged me.
This is going to sound really crazy, but I'm going to throw it out there. Oh boy, how do I say this in a nice way? I mean, we're all adults here. Anything in the realm of like a sexual type assault or anything like that?
No,
Nothing like that.
people have asked me that before. There has not been that, and there has not been like demonic forces.
Well, I only ask because of everything you're saying and all the activity inside the house.
Yeah,
I have heard of stories of the sexual assault side of things also occurring
Right.
with that. So
Right.
that is the reason why I ask. But
I think that would probably put me over the top.
And you know what? We believe in God too, It for years we prayed if it was demonic that God protect us,
I went holy water.
We really did. We went and got holy water from churches. We got sage. We burned it everywhere.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Okay. Well, let me ask you then. Any paranormal investigators come there?
No.
Do any research or
We have talked to people, but
one guy was afraid.
Yeah, nobody came through.
Yeah. And
why
I've
is
had
that?
people send me stones.
I don't know.
Stones for protection.
Yeah, she got this whole shipment of protection stuff.
Yeah, this little chest that some lady sent me and said use this.
But nothing has ever worked. Nothing.
We're not.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are trying. People are trying to help, and they're trying to send you things to help. But you technically, my advice would be, I mean, you technically need to get first of all, some paranormal researchers in there. I would say,
definitely
to see what's going on.
And it's not something mild. It's just been so involved in our life that we go camping and there's these orbs everywhere above us, and a Bigfoot ran between us when we were camping. And that's my daughter. She
Tell me about the Bigfoot sighting then when the orbs were around.
Okay, so we go camping at the same spot every year, and every year we notice something, but we didn't know what it was exactly. Like, 1 year I was camping with my family. I had a newborn baby, and the whole family left to go fishing. And I had to stay at the camper with my baby because he was a newborn. And when they all left, all of a sudden I heard a baby crying outside my camper. So I leave my son inside and I go walk outside where I hear the crying, and it's coming from this big thicket of bushes. And every time I get close to this thicket, the crying stops. And I would back away and the crying would start again. And, you know, we've lived in Idaho for 20 years, and I moved here when I was 10. And my dad's a major hunter. We lived out in the wilderness for years. I know all my animals. I'm a hunter, I'm a fisher. I know what animals sound like. And this was no animal. It literally sounded like a infant child crying. And it wasn't in, like, you know how people tell you bobcats can sound like babies crying, mountain lions can sound like babies crying. It wasn't that. It literally was a baby crying. And after I had sat there for a minute listening to it cry, I got a sick feeling in my gut. And I went and locked myself in the camper till my family came back, and I told them about it. Another trip, my mom frantically came.
The Bigfoot. You seen
Yeah,
the Bigfoot though?
we did see the Bigfoot on our last year camping. So every time it's like this Bigfoot was trying to show us he was there without standing right in front of us. And then on this last trip, the day before the Bigfoot encounter, we had a white orb next to us. And I mean, it was like 50 feet away, hovering. And I have like a half an hour's worth of video of this white orb up above this tree. And then the next day, that night, we had the Sasquatch encounter.
Do you guys
And
post these videos in the Facebook group?
yeah, we do. And I also started an Idaho paranormal group, and I post all them on there. And
you want to give that out?
yeah, but I'll have to look up the exact name.
Send it to me later on in the link.
Okay, perfect.
Your mom, if she can do that for you.
Perfect. And I was sitting here thinking about if it could be related to our family lineage, but so far all I've ever heard is with me and my mom. My grandma's never talked about it. My grandpa's never been that way. You know, they're kind of stickler people. They're not open-minded, and if you believe in this kind of stuff, they'll laugh at you. So I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of people who you know, are very skeptical and very hard-headed when it comes to this too. And once they're confronted with it, then sometimes the gates open and they're like, wow, okay, I see it now, I believe it. But you know, a lot of people in the chat just keep, I'm sorry if I'm missing what you guys are saying. I'm so enthralled with what they're talking about. You guys are bringing up some great points and asking some great questions. I mean, somebody even asked about, do you think your mother's giving off? She could be giving off some kind of energy that's the same frequency that's contacting or opening these portals, or, you know, I mean, who knows? Energy is a very powerful thing. And
I believe that too. And here's why I believe that. So a couple years ago, you know, all this was happening to my mom, and I was truly having a hard time believing her. Not because I think she's a liar in any kind of way. I do not think my mother's a liar. It was just so outlandish that it was hard for me to believe. So a couple years ago, I really got into meditation, and I wanted to open myself up. And I started meditating multiple times a day, and I was really into it. And that's when all these things started happening to me as well.
Really? Up until the point you started meditating?
So when I was a little girl, I had a UFO sighting. But
Mhm.
besides that, my life had been pretty boring until I started meditation. And then it seemed to really change from there. Like I opened myself up in some kind of way.
Hmm. Okay,
And
very
then,
interesting. I mean, there is opening up the mind to things that most people don't understand or even believe is
Yeah.
yeah, something that's very even astral traveling and stuff like that too. But the
Yeah.
Bigfoot thing, it's interesting because a lot of people in the community and in the paranormal field are really starting to sway the way of Bigfoot having to do with maybe even being an alien species themselves that come here.
So
Um,
I'm actually part of the movement of of making Sasquatch more than just Sasquatch.
okay.
And I believe that you can do a lot of things with your mind. And I believe that's why we had that Sasquatch encounter in the first place.
yeah, there's just, I can't
Okay.
even tell you when there's been one thing after the other.
Yeah, it's impossible to say everything.
Yeah, and the experiences that I've had, I mean, there have been such paranormal ones, like with this mist stuff that comes all around, and with the times I've gone out in this empty field that I live next to and had these huge craft come right over the top of me. And this
And
the
there, right
one
there, I hate to keep interrupting, but right there, when the craft comes above you, right over you, uh, do you know how far up above you they are?
well, this thing I call the mooncraft that other people are experiencing, things
Mhm.
seem to be changing to where what I see is the stars are craft. And this moon thing that I'm seeing appears as the moon and then comes right down over the top of me. And I've got video of that. I
How close
what
though? I
we
mean, very, very close?
yes, very close.
Okay,
I
and
would
is there
like
ever
to
any
see.
missing time after that?
Yes, I have a lot of missing time.
Okay.
I'm so overwhelmed with what's going on
Well, yeah, it
with,
seems to be, yeah. No, I hear you. It's so much happening to you that it's amazing. I don't know. What's the most terrifying thing that's happened to you so far?
well, I think that when I was going out in this field and would have these things come down on the ground in the field that looked like lights, but they weren't lights, they were craft. Lately, over the last year, I see these huge triangular craft that are overhead that have
Mhm.
the three orbs at the corners
Yeah,
that
that's
just floated over the top of me. The
mhm.
most terrifying thing would be when I saw the giants, I think. The last things that have happened. That mist came down.
Well, what do
uh,
those giants look like? Can you remember? Is
They
there
were
any way to
hideous.
describe them?
They were hideous. They were scary faces that flashed in my head. Um, I saw the portal above me that was really low, and the craft that were in the sky as these giants were like in the tree line. I could hear them getting out of the water. They were hideous. they
Okay,
were
clothes on, naked, hairy, troll-like. I mean, any
uh,
idea?
they were gnarled faces. They were fighting in the tree line. What I saw mostly was how huge they were and their hideous, ugly faces. They were fighting in the trees. The trees would shake. I'll send you the video. I took a lot of video of what was going on that night,
Well,
and then
gee,
the
yes. I
and then
would
the
wanna
portal.
see. Okay. Oh
Yeah,
boy, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, just trying to get an idea of like what it. I mean, if portals are a real thing, and it's just throwing it out there because you can go 50-50 with all the people who are listening. Some may go okay, and some may go no, I don't think so. The portals themselves could have left these giants in who are evil, and the UFOs, like you were saying, we're trying to either get them back or close the portal, get the yeah. I don't know, but
Tell
uh,
them not all of it's 100% solid.
yeah, this wasn't solid. This was like in this mist that I keep talking to you about, this
okay,
colorful moving mist. I mean, they were showing me,
almost like a television set.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
Hmm.
I mean, that was very scary. And then this mooncraft that has come over my head and been right above me,
Oh God,
that was
yeah. No, I
very
got a
scary.
good question in the chat. And I know you've never gone into a portal, but the question is, could you, from Dave Plouffe, could you have entered the portal if you wanted?
It
Do
was
you
above
think?
my head, right over the trees. And the
Just a little
feeling
too
that
far?
I got was that they were removing these evil giants and that were going up into the
Do you
portal in
think
this
you'd be able to
mist.
go into it though?
I know it was always above my head. I don't feel
Okay.
like the portals were right in front of me, but right above me, yes. And they were showing me these things.
Have they showed you anything of substance, like things that are glimpses into the future or anything like that? I'm just wondering what the purpose of all of this is. Like,
So
is
am
there
I. So
and
am
you,
I.
you don't know, right? I mean, they haven't
No,
shown you any glimpses of anything like events that are going to happen, or something that's going to be tragic in the future of, you know what I mean?
mostly they were removing evil from the earth, I think. And they haven't given me a lot of like futuristic things that are going to happen. I mean, I am in wonder of what they were showing me, why they were
Yeah,
showing
she
me.
literally asks every day what the point of all this is.
Yeah, and I
And they
She
don't
never
doesn't
let her
know.
know.
know. And it really does drive her crazy, that
Yeah,
question alone.
yeah. And who are they? What do they want
Well,
from
have
me?
you ever see? There's a few different things that you can, I think, do, but I mean, definitely starting with the paranormal investigators, you need to get somebody in there that knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
and start researching this and you and what's going on.
And
Second,
all the video that we've
yes, yes,
taken, that I've
definitely,
taken. I do need someone. I
and you
am
need to get all
desperate to
you,
find
you
out.
yes, you need to get all this video either on a Facebook group or on a
It
website.
is.
Some
It's all on
On my
our
group.
Facebook group.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
Literally
that's okay. I have
hundreds of video.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, cool. So if they go to that Facebook page, they will definitely
Yep.
see most of
Yes.
these videos. Okay. And
yeah. Or
secondly,
messenger me.
I would ask you that, have you ever thought of just since you're being tormented by all of this, definitely embracing it,
So
you know, just
I'm
taking it all
gonna say,
in and go ahead.
I'm gonna say for her, we talk a lot. We're mother daughter. We're very close. With her, it is a love hate relationship. Some days she feels like all this is happening because they are trying to teach her or point her in the right direction and have her learn and that kind of stuff. And then there's nights where she's exhausted and hasn't slept for days because they won't leave her alone, and she hates them
I
because they won't let her
want to
sleep.
know what they want, why this is all happening. I
Well,
am desperate for paranormal researchers to come and check this out. My
yeah.
phone has been tapped.
Oh
It,
boy.
the, yeah,
Hmm.
it is crazy. I'm not crazy, but this
What do you
has
think?
driven me crazy.
What do you think of the phone tapping thing, Caitlin?
So I took it to Verizon years ago, and they told me there were things in my phone that should not be there. Pictures and videos have came up.
all her videos and stuff that she's not all of them. A
Mhm.
lot of her videos that she's taken disappear. I mean, months at a time disappear.
Yeah,
And she did take her phone into Verizon, and they did tell her that her phone was hacked over and over, actually.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I saw a comment saying something about MUFON, and she has went to MUFON multiple times.
And they don't want nothing to do with her?
And it's like they
well,
just, I don't know, they don't go out of their way to help her in any way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the way it's coming across. I mean, it's like you said, you're here trying to speak to for your mother. Your mother's kind of all over the place with,
Absolutely.
and I'm not saying it in a bad way. Definitely
No,
not
it's
saying it
not a
because
bad thing.
my experiences have been all over the place.
Yep, they have.
I
right,
mean,
right.
I sound like a nut job, and if you only knew what I've been through with this, it's been
Yeah.
insane.
Well,
And I
stories I've
think
heard, but yeah, go ahead.
I thank God for people like Annabelle that have helped me research my videos and backed
Mhm.
me up and,
Yeah.
you know, done tests on what I've shown him. And, he told me, you need to keep a lot of this to yourself because it's meant for only you to see. Well,
Hmm.
I need answers. I want to know why this has all happened to
Well, yeah,
me.
it's interesting that he says that, but
Well, he has them too. He has them too. My site is great for the reason as I have became very good friends with Terry Lynch that's out of Oregon that's doing a documentary with the crap that goes in and out of the earth around him.
yeah,
A lot of good friends that
Yeah.
help support her and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
that's
not
good.
just talking out my ass. I'm telling the truth
No,
about
there's
all
a lot of
this.
yeah, no. There's a group. I mean, Facebook groups can gather many people in the paranormal field to help each other out, and you're doing a good thing there. That's for sure. Uh,
Yeah. And as far as
my thing
there's
is
not a
just
lot of help here in Idaho with all
yeah.
this.
Okay. Well, you know what? Somebody brings up a question too. I was wondering if these occurrences scare you, if you feel that you are in harm's way, or are these meant to be learning opportunities to share with others? I don't think you know that answer because, as far as I know, do you?
Well,
Are
some
you
of this,
learning anything from this?
yeah, I'm learning that there is so much more than what we know, obviously. I'm learning that there's not a lot of answers out there about what's happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that can help, I would love somebody to come in here because there's there's paranormal activity all around me. It's
No,
everywhere
no, I
I
hear it.
go,
Yeah,
you know.
Or
yeah,
a channeler.
Yeah, or somebody that is for real and can channel who and what these
yeah.
beings are.
Well,
There's
that's a
just
tough one, but yeah, I hear
yeah,
you. If you can get a good channeler, I might reach out to a couple people. There's a couple that I know that are in the field, and I think are legit, because I've dealt with them in the past. So
so the
I might shoot them your way. So look out for that info. But yeah, I
that
mean,
would be
I think
nice.
I think the most uh, concerning thing out of all of this is just, why? What's the reason? I mean, a lot of times people have these things happen to them because they're meant to spread the word, get the word out, that, this
That's
is
a big
happening,
one.
you
That's a
know.
big one. I
Yeah.
helped start this site like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people, a lot of good people on my site. And there are others experiencing not as much as I have, but some of the same things. And that helps. That helps us all. And the question is who and why and what do they want? What exactly? A lot of this, I think, has been maybe an awakening experience.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I've been mothered by very strict parents as far as I better listen, or I did experience horrible pain with this. The orbs did burn. The magnetic field in my home is visible. It's so thick. And yeah, so
That's why I'm just curious that if you had a paranormal investigator come in, just to.
I need one. I have talked to people here, and there's not a lot of variety of help.
So Idaho is like a really religious state.
Mhm. Yeah.
Where it's like Utah. There's nothing against Mormons, but it's just a lot of Mormons, and there's not many people in this field in Idaho. So we have searched around all kinds of places asking for help. The few places that Idaho does have, and
One
so
guy was
far,
scared to come out here after
yeah,
things
so
I
far it
told
hasn't
him.
worked.
It's like if somebody brought their magnetic field testers, it's off the out of. I mean, it's so strong that it touches you and you feel it. It's a living field.
Yeah, no, it's all very, very interesting. It looks like a couple people are. Hey, this is a whole different show than what you guys get on the channel.
Yeah,
I'm not.
this
I'm
is
not gonna. I'm not going to make it. Well, you get people. Richard's gone. He says, "I'm gone." Oh, maybe you're saying, Richard, are you still there, bud? I am gone. Do you mean you're gone? Hopefully not from the channel. Hopefully you mean you're just gone if Bigfoot's around or something like that. Hopefully nobody's getting offended in the chat. I think these stories, have to get out there and are interesting. And when people are dealing with issues that are affecting their life in such a big way, you guys aren't making no money or nothing from having this happen to you for so many years. All you guys have is a Facebook group, which technically is just reaching out to other people for help. And
Exactly.
there are other people having these experiences also. I'm not alone there. And I know it all sounds wild, but it's all
No,
true.
and that's the sad part, is that there are a lot of people that think it's too outlandish, but the truth is that it does happen to people. And those people suffer because they can't speak out. Because if they do speak out, they're automatically marked as lunatics. And it's just like 10 years ago, if somebody said they saw a UFO, they were marked as nut jobs. But now that the government says that there are UFOs, oh, now it's okay.
It's so much deeper than there are UFOs. There are paranormal things happening to people.
And I don't know if paranormal is the right word, because people automatically go to like ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when she says paranormal, she literally means just not normal.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I mean, you in the paranormal field, you could throw aliens in there, UFOs, portals, strange, static, electromagnetic fields, all of that stuff. It's something you can't explain. So
Yeah,
I would
put in that
really
paranormal
like
category.
I would really like to, after the show, I will send you video after video, that if you would like to post to your listeners. And I'm at the point where I don't care what people think. This has
Yeah.
happened to us, to me, and I'm putting it out there,
Yeah, no. The one thing I've always done throughout the years when it's come to the paranormal field and the shows that I do is that I can be totally, I could think you're a nut job. I can think you're crazy, whatever. I do this because I'm interested and I know that there's something to it all. But
Absolutely.
But to the people out there who are listening and know me, I let people speak. No matter how outlandish the story is,
Yeah.
uh, I let them speak, and it's just because I want them to get the story out there. There's not a lot of people who let people talk that go through these kind of experiences like this. So I allow on my platform people to speak their mind, say what's going on, and in the meantime, maybe learn a little bit of something and just go, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Because if
That's
we take
awesome.
anything from this, Shan and Caitlin, if we take anything from this, it's that there is something out there going on that's just not
Mhm.
the trees growing and the rivers flowing and all of
Exactly.
that.
we really appreciate that. You don't know how much,
Oh,
because
you're welcome.
I want this out there. I want to share all my pictures and my videos, and I want answers, And there's got to be somebody that can help, you know.
Well,
You
I
know,
hope. Go ahead.
and even if there's not somebody that help, what makes me feel good
Mhm.
about all this is that there is more to life. There truly is.
Yeah.
Well,
There,
yeah,
It
that's what everybody's wanting to know. I want to
Yes,
know.
there
That's why.
is more.
Yeah.
And life is more special than we could ever even imagine.
yeah, it's more interesting than we ever knew, Oh my
Yes. Yes.
gosh.
I mean, the sad part of that is there's good and evil.
Uh-huh.
That's part of it all. And what your mother's going through definitely doesn't sound good. So it's taking
It's
its
been
toll on.
both. It's been a learning experience, and that's the way I have to look at this. Is
Yeah.
I've seen amazing things that are so outlandish, and I've gathered a lot of knowledge along the way, a lot of terror and a lot of good things. So
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've come to a point, I think that, we've kind of gotten the story out there. I think really the only, thing we can say from this point out is that I would tell you to keep working at the Facebook page and reaching out to people. And if anybody out there is a Chandler and comes across this video and wants to help, or is a paranormal investigator in Idaho and wants to help her out, because I think somebody needs to get out there and investigate the house and
Yes,
what's going on
yes.
around her. So, some of the greatest stories that have ever been told get buried and are secret and never get heard again, So, but at this point, we don't know what the heck's going on. All we know is that there's portals and there's a ton of things involved, and there's UFOs and aliens. And well, I won't even go so far as aliens, because I don't think you've seen actual alien beings, right?
Oh,
No,
No,
I
right.
did see one time these things that looked like octopuses in the air that came down. That was only one time.
but were they more mechanical? Not.
They looked like they were
Okay.
swimming in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Well,
lot of
very
craft.
interesting. A
I've
lot of
seen a
crap.
lot of different kinds of craft.
I think she should write a book.
I think
Good.
somebody should help me write that book.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You need to get
Yeah,
everything down with somebody who's patient
Yeah.
and and can get all this categorized and put in some kind of format. Heck, even a documentary. I mean, she's got so much video evidence,
Absolutely.
to
Oh my gosh, that video would go on for days if we went off her video and
oh, that's what I'm
pictures.
saying. I mean, your mom sent me quite a bit already, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow. But
And you know what's funny is that's just from her little phone. We have
yeah,
So much.
high grade night vision goggles. We
I want
have
to see that. I want to see
yeah,
that.
I'll send you some from because I put them all on my my phone and my computer. So
Okay.
I'll send you some.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of proof as far as video and pictures go.
Yeah. No, sounds good. I mean, like I said, I think that's where we'll end it. Again, what is the name of your Facebook group again? It's
The hidden truth about everything unusual.
okay. So I'm sure you'll get a few people joining. And
They
please
are
check out all the
welcome.
yes, check out all the videos on there. And you know what? I'll be checking out the group too to reach out to if you know anybody that's interested in coming on here and telling their story, please pass
You know,
the word along.
I would love to come on at one point and tell my story.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, Caitlin, definitely.
She just got back from being with Todd Standing, which also has a Bigfoot show.
Okay.
And yeah, it's
Well,
been
Caitlin,
quite a life.
are you on Facebook too, Caitlin?
Yeah, I am.
Can you friend request me like your mom did?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, do that so that we're in contact and we can set up a date for getting you on the show, because I would definitely love
Perfect.
to get you on here and talk.
Yeah, that would be great.
But I mean, I would say this has been fantastic, but it's been oh boy,
No,
what word can I say?
it
I mean,
has been fantastic.
it has been, yes.
He's very happy to get the word out there and
Yes.
see if there's anybody that could possibly be able to help in any kind of way.
Yes, definitely. And somebody asked again about MUFON. Yeah, evidently the MUFON did not take to coming out and corroborating, or even though she's got all this evidence, hundreds of videos, and I've seen some of them, and it's you can't deny what's there. So
I do talk to a guy from MUFON here and there that is fascinated with what's going on, but they can only do so much too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they've become a kind of oh boy, what can I say? Oh, anyways, I'll leave that go. MUFON has turned into something that it shouldn't have, because it started out to be a very good thing and turned into something else. And I'll leave it at that.
I agree. It's been great talking to you, and I appreciate this. And I'm thankful that I got some of this out.
Yes. And I'm going to throw the link in the chat. Sorry, Caitlin and Shan. There's the link if you guys want to join. I know Overkill said he wanted to join in and tell his story. But if nobody does hop on, then I'll just end the show. But oh, there he is. So jump on if you follow that link there, Overkill. I want to hear your story, because we do still got about 15 minutes. I think we could get it in. But Shan and Caitlin, I appreciate you coming on and telling your story. I know you were hesitant to even come on, Shan. You said, "Are you sure?" Yeah, she's like, "Are you sure you want me on your show?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." But thank you guys very much. Yes, and I will be in contact with you again, and I look forward to talking to you in the future too, Caitlin. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and I will let you guys go, and you take care, and I'll be talking to you in the future. Okay.
Okay, you too.
Okay, take care, Caitlin, Shan.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so there you go. That was quite the interesting story. I told you it would be interesting, that's for sure. Again, there is the link, Overkill, if you want to jump in. You can just do audio. Anybody can just jump in and do audio if you got a story to tell. We got 15 minutes. Like I said, there we go. I think we got them. Let me throw him on here real quick. Hey, how you doing? Is this Overkill?
This is Chris W.
Oh, this is Chris W. Hey, well, good to have you here too. Seeing you in the chat, kind of a newbie, but part of the channel. I don't know how long you've been listening for, but
Not too long, but I really love this channel.
thank you. And so you do got a story, huh?
I do. I have a couple.
Okay.
The first story that I have, first of all, everyone's able to hear me okay, right?
I hope so. Is everybody able to hear Chris W? You should be able to. The connection looks good and everything, so go ahead.
All right. Well, I live in San Francisco, and I used to work in a cafe. So I used to start work like at 3 in the morning. It was we started that early because all the people who worked on the stock market, they would start at 3 in the morning since the East Coast is 3 hours ahead. So one day, I got up to go catch the bus. I walk up the hill, and I just felt very nervous for some reason, and I didn't understand why. And I'm looking towards where the bus stop is. Well, I guess let me say this real quick. That bus stop was only put there a few days before this particular incident. Like maybe a week before, there was an old bus stop there, and I remember it was taken out, which I thought was a drag because I'm like, oh no, if it rains, I'm going to be out here in the rain and nothing to stand under as I wait for the bus. And I remember the bus driver saying, boy, it's windy. And I said, I know. And he's like, well, you've got to watch out for these old trees. And I was just thinking, well, yeah, but that I don't really care about that. And then this particular day, it was at the beginning of April, maybe like April 12th or something. I can't remember the exact day, in 2013. I'm walking up the hill, and all of a sudden, I see all of these people standing at the top of the hill, and they have these red and orange backpacks. And their backpacks all of a sudden fall to the ground, and they all put their heads up, and they open their mouths, and they stare at the sky. And I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like there's a UFO or something. It was so surreal and so weird. And everyone is staring at the sky, and I just looked up and I couldn't see anything. But a moment later, I heard an explosion. And all of a sudden, one branch after another started falling to the sky from this gigantic tree. And because there was a new bus stop there, I ran the bus stop. And all of a sudden, the explosion got louder and louder, and I could hear the tree starting to fall over. And I just closed my eyes, and I looked down, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to die now. And I just got really quiet, and I clasped my hands together. And then I felt the tree crash upon the top of the bus stop. And then I opened my eyes, and maybe like 5 or 6 inches away, super close, was a branch right in front of my face. And this tree, it spread all the way across the street. It was all over the place. And I just remember running out of there. But I called 911, and the bus came, and I told the bus, you can't go down the street. The tree just fell and almost killed me. And I was like, but I've got to get to work. I don't want to get in trouble. But I was shaking the whole day at work.
Okay. So you what do you think that happened there?
I can't really pin it on being something spiritistic, like
You think
angel.
So nothing paranormal. You just think it was.
No, I do think it was paranormal, but I would have to say it really felt like something extraterrestrial. Everything in me, even now, feels like this was extraterrestrial. The people staring at the sky, and whatever it was, it felt like it was extraterrestrial. It didn't feel spiritistic.
Nobody said that they seen anything in the sky, though?
No, they weren't really people. It was just something that I saw.
Oh, so these were just images.
Yeah, I'd never seen anything like it before. So all of a sudden, I just seen all these people, men and women, and their bags fell to the ground, and they put their heads up and opened their mouths and looked terrified. And I thought they were seeing a UFO. I felt like there was something extraterrestrial.
Okay. Well, interesting story. Overkill, you could have state, I was going to get to you there real quick. I'll put the link there again. Jump on Overkill so I can hear your story. Okay, you said you had a second one then.
Yeah. So around the same time, I guess this has to do with the story you were talking about with Shan and her daughter, and you were asking them, do you feel like there's a reason why all of these things are happening?
Mm-hmm.
But when this tree fell on me and it felt like extraterrestrial, around that time I began seeing spirits for the first time in my life. And I know some people see these things as little kids and as teachers and young adults, and I'm an older adult, so I mean, I was pretty amazed that, you know, I see these things in films. You watch The Sixth Sense, you watch The Babadook, and the little boy can see the monster on the ceiling, and for some reason I could never see those things, but all of a sudden I began seeing like a woman with an angry stare standing in the doorway of somebody's household. I'd go downtown to work and I would see them standing just in doorways and against buildings and walking around. And
this just all happened after that event.
it all happened around the same time. I would say I started feeling energy more right before then, but after this event I definitely began seeing spirits more. And I've come to the conclusion that when it's your time to awaken, it's just your time to awaken, because I didn't do anything to make it happen. I didn't even know people could see auras. I didn't know there were portals. I had no idea that people left their bodies and could soul travel. And so when these things started happening to me and I started talking to people about it, I felt like people didn't want to discuss these things, or else they were like, wow, that's interesting, sort of like humoring me, but they didn't give me information. And then I started hanging out with hippies, and hippies talk about this stuff day and night. So I learned a lot from the hippies.
Okay, well, there you go. We found out that you learned a lot from the hippies. No, that's a very interesting story, Chris. I do appreciate you sharing it with us. Wow, yeah, very, very interesting. But I'm going to get Overkill on here now so that I can hear his story before I end the show. But I do appreciate you sharing that with me.
Thank you. I guess I don't know how to hang up from here.
Oh yeah, no, I'll take care of you. I'll get you off the screen and you'll figure it out. You'll just exit the what you call it button there. You'll see it. Okay.
Thank you, Dino. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Overkill.
Want to take a ride?
I most certainly do. I'm a big fan of Art Bell, as you know.
Hey, thanks for letting us all talk. I had to throw in an Art Bell reference. I'm calling here west of the Rockies from the Pacific Northwest. And I have a few ghost stories. Actually, two ghost stories in one for today.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that in. It doesn't matter if we go over a little bit from the 9:30 hour. We'll fit it in. So go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I'll just a note here. I don't consider myself a psychic or sensitive, and I'm not being sponsored by anybody. So the place locations I'll name, nobody's paying me for this.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
That's good.
But I'm kind of an amateur photographer. I've been interested in ghosts ever since I was a kid. Only until about my mid late 20s that I've been sort of like witnessing. I've seen here and there the occasional paranormal experience, and I've always said, kind of taken the attitude of, that was interesting. Kind of what I like to call the Egon Spengler approach to the paranormal is like, yeah, let's take a look, see at this. But the town, my girlfriend went out about 2018 to a town called Port Gamble, Washington. It's an hour and a half north of Seattle. And basically it's what it is an 1800s mill town. And it's still preserved with the exception of the mill. It was the longest operating mill in the United States. And
Okay, hold on 1 second, Overkill.
of course.
We'll continue right where we're at. Unknown origin, please be respectful in the chat. Otherwise, you will be blocked. I expect everybody in the chat to be respectful. You can talk about what's going on in the stories, but if it continues, I'll just block you. You're being very rude and disrespectful to everybody, so please do not do that. And continue.
Okay.
Okay.
No worries. Actually, the scariest thing here for me was trying to get the restream to work. So, anyways,
Yeah.
the town of Port Gamble is very much a what do we call a frozen in time, if you will. 1800s
Right.
buildings,
Gotcha.
1800s everything. It's well maintained. It's a historical heritage site.
Love it.
And every one in the towns will straight up say, "Oh yeah, our shop is haunted," and they have paranormal tours, a yearly ghost conference as well. And Danny and I, we went to check it out because that's what we do. And we went to this one store that used to be there. That was the Jackson House, owned by used to be the telegraph operator Daniel B. Jackson in
Okay.
the 1800s to the 1900s. Late. So we talked to the store lady, and we have our what are they? The electromagnetic readers, EKGs.
Yeah. EVPs?
EV. We didn't.
Or
I only had video or photo equipment. I didn't have audio equipment, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Okay.
That would have been interesting too, but the little things the electricians use to find ghosts.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure
the
they use.
EMF detectors. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're used for like electricity or something, or actual electrical work, but they're really used
Yeah.
for ghost hunting.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of poking around, picking up a spot. My girlfriend, she's talking to the proprietor there, and I'm hearing this meowing, very faint. I'm thinking, oh, there must be a cat outside. As soon as I think that, talk about like timing, the lady at the behind the desk goes, "Oh yeah, there's occasionally a phantom cat we see." And I'm like, "Okay, how's that for timing?" And
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's so we're kind of tracking it around using our detectors there, and later, uh, the apparition of the former owner occasionally makes his appearance there. And we started asking him questions and looking at the dots on our readers. And so my girlfriend, she goes up to some tea and says, "What would you recommend? This one or that one?" And we're watching the lights go from red, orange, red, orange and back to each response.
Yeah.
So, quaint little story about a ghost helping us pick out some tea. And later, actually, over the Memorial Day weekend, I went back up there and went to another house that's an antique store called the Painted Lady. Talked to the proprietor there, and he said he has a room up there that people get uncomfortable in, and opposed to other rooms, and that has a presence. And he said, "I'll let you go find it on your own just to see what you think." So I go up there, I'm looking at stuff, taking pictures. As all antique stores are, they're all full of clutter, so I'm dodging and weaving through that stuff. And one of the rooms felt like very anxious, kind of like when you're in a hospital room, you're in the ER, you're waiting, everyone's kind of on edge.
Yeah.
Very impatient feeling.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the DMV.
Anxious. Yeah.
And so I get out and get down, and I talk to him about it. He says, "Yeah, that used to be this used to be where the doctor was at, and it was also his practice. That used to be where he did operations and whatnot. So you had that feeling." And people have said there's a presence of a man there that makes when a woman comes in, makes them feel on edge.
Yeah.
So, but other than that,
was this been a paranormal show that you know of, like Ghost Hunters or anything like that? It sounds very familiar.
I think it has been on a paranormal show, and
Okay,
they're
I may have
used to
heard. Yeah,
they're used to getting the
researchers.
ghost groups in, and
Yeah.
actually they have a yearly ghost conference too. So if you
Okay.
go on the Port Gamble Paranormal, again, not affiliated with anybody, had to throw that out there.
Yeah. Oh, I
That
love that I'm hearing you talk, Overkill. You've been in the chat for so long. Get a
yeah,
voice
it's
to the
no,
person.
everybody probably wants me to shut up.
Nah. It's very
but
interesting.
but yeah, those are
it?
kind of
Yeah.
my. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I talked over you.
No, that's it. I appreciate you sharing that. Again, I think I heard that story on a paranormal show. I don't know which one, 'cause there's so many of them, but
Oh yeah, like I said, all the store proprietors say their place is haunted. They've probably given the same spiel 800 times to
oh
people
yeah,
coming in with cameras
that's
and
how they make their
meters.
living.
Oh,
Sometimes,
oh yeah, and I've gotten pictures of their buildings with orbs. You like with, and I've gone through it. Like I have a video production background, so I can kind of identify what's okay. That's light. That's particles.
Yeah.
That's the smudge,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a bug. And these are orbs, and I'll and
Okay.
they're nice and fat, and I'll try to post them on the Discord when I get a chance.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Well, hey, man. Thank you very much. Overkill with an O. You tricky, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they try tagging me. I like to see that happen, but it's good to talk to you, my friend, man. And
Oh, thank you,
it's
sir.
it's always good to have you around. And if I do this again, maybe you can share your other stories for sure.
Right on. They're not as boring. I mean, nothing like
They're not as
I
boring.
haven't
You gave me the
like,
boring one first. Come on.
well, you got to ease in. You got to save the good stuff for Halloween.
There you go. Gonna have a big Halloween one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ghost
Now, of
to
course,
go.
it comes up. Exactly. Thanks for letting us all come in and talk. Love the show. Love the program.
Thank you, man. Thank you, my friend. I love it. I'll talk to you later then. Okay. See you in the chats.
See you in the chat. Have a good night.
Okay. You too, man. Okay. So there's Overkill. Good to hear him after, all this time that he's been part of the chat and everything. I just requested to join Tracy. Says, yeah, not sure what's going on. But hey, yeah, I'm going to end this because we are at 9:30 and I do got to get ready for an overnight stream, right? So with that said, if you guys are interested in everything that goes on this channel, okay, and I'm working my butt off, please join the channel, join the Patreon if you can. But I have 3 more paranormal shows already lined up with great guests, and you guys are going to be loving it. So the paranormal stuff, I know it's different than the old time radio shows. I know it's different than anything else, but heck, networks put on different shows at different times, and that's what we're kind of doing here. If you don't like the paranormal stuff and you like the old time radio stuff, then just come for the old time radio stuff. If you like them both, you like this too, check it out. But definitely got some really interesting people coming on. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Chris W., thank you too for sharing your story. And anybody else who wants to in the future, when I put the link out there, hopefully you guys, it doesn't look like you guys mind that it was podcast style and that my picture was not up there. You'll see my mug plenty of times throughout the week, right? So anyways, I do appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, Paranormal Into the Night is over. Yeah, variety is the spice of life, RTN. And I do like the frog reference from Looney Tunes. I wonder how many people actually got that. But very cool. So